The Joe Rogan Experience.
Last time you were here, you were neither the interim nor the undisputed. Now you got it all.
I'm the double interim champ.
You got it. Why say double? You keep saying that. Double interim.
Double interim. I don't know, because
Robert Whittaker's the champ.
Yeah, he was.
You knocked him out. You're the champ.
Because when I was there, even my last fight, I feel like it's my first title defense, to be honest. Because I was waiting for something to change. I was waiting for that feeling that I had in Atlanta, but it never came. And within 3 days, I was like, I felt like I just defended the belt. Because technically, I was the champ as well. I was the champ. And if he had beat me, he would have got one of those rubies you put on this. So I'm looking for my ruby as well.
They get a ruby?
Yeah, like that's the thing. You don't get. You know how I used to get a new belt?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't get a new belt anymore. So what they do is you send this off. This isn't actually my one. I've sent it off.
This isn't yours?
Yeah, but
you sent yours already.
I sent. You take this plaque off, this plaque on the side, and then you send it off. Then they put a ruby and send it back to you.
They put a ruby in the plaque?
Yeah. So you collect like the Infinity Stones or whatever.
Oh,
yeah. So I got the Soul Stone.
Shit. Oh.
Yeah.
Dude, I used to not like this belt. Now I like it better.
It's grown. Yeah. It took me like maybe 2 days after everyone complained about it. Then I looked at it, and when I first saw it, I think it was at the PI, and I was like, you know what? I fuck with it.
Yeah, I for a while I was like, the old one was better. And now I'm like, I don't think so anymore. I like this
nostalgia.
one.
Nostalgia.
Yeah, it gets you every time. This one's cleaner.
Yeah.
It's just like sharp.
More legible.
Yeah.
The old one, it was cool. And I still like to, I could buy one on the website, hopefully.
But those are light.
Yeah, but you just for like nostalgic purposes and just because, I've been a fan. I should have got one of those. I came at the end of it.
Colby's still walking around with one.
Man, don't get attached to these things, man. I flex with them for a little bit, because even my last, after Atlanta, my coach, he was kind of worried because I was going to Nigeria. I was going to all these shows. I got to like show it off, flex it. But he's my coach. So Eugene's like, man, don't think you're the champ yet. But I'm like, yeah, I'm the champ. But then there was a point when we moved gyms, and I just kind of, all right, put in this box with everything else. And then he kind of posted about it because he saw like, okay, the switch happened. Like it's game time now. So same thing. I'm doing my tour right now, victory tour, walk around, do all this shit. But then even being at the fights last weekend, I got FOMO. Because, after the fights, I see what's up, people talking about me, rah. So I'm like, man, I got to get back to the gym. So when I get back, I don't even look at this thing.
That's interesting. So you're aware that you could get too into the moment.
Yeah.
You can get too wrapped up in the fact that you won the title and maybe slack off a little.
100%.
Or maybe take yourself too seriously.
Yeah. Because a lot of people, this is their goal. They're like, I want to become the UFC champion. They get it done. And then what happens after in their next fight? They lose it. Or they lose track of what really matters. So some guys, like Kobe, for example, he's walking around with the belt. When Usman whips his ass, or if Usman whips his ass, then what's going to happen? You're going to walk around with that belt? How are you going to feel?
Well, the Colby thing is interesting, and I don't know how much Colby wants people talking about this, but I'm gonna spill it as much as I can.
Ooh.
That's an act, man. That's a strong act 100%. That he put on when they were ready to cut him. They were ready to cut. You talk to that guy in real life, he's very respectful.
Jeff's been around him. Jeff's been and said he's the nicest guy.
He's a nice guy, man. He's playing a pro wrestling heel, and he's got the whole world worked up.
It sells.
It sells. And here's the thing, though. This is where it's interesting. It tricks people. Because he seems like a goof. He wears this stupid fucking cheap blue suit. He wears that MAGA hat.
Does that smile.
He's got the old belt.
Yeah.
You know it's not a legit belt, right? Yeah. But he did win the interim title, and they took it from him for no reason. It doesn't make any sense. So there's this thing about him where people somehow or another think, like, maybe he's illegitimate. Maybe he's not real. Then he fucks Robbie Lawler up.
Yeah, he can work.
And you go, oh, Jesus, this guy doesn't get tired. He could strike. His wrestling's on point. His fucking cardio's off the chart. Yeah. He's tough as nails.
Yeah, I was impressed on the inside. Especially when he put Robbie against the fence. He was right there, slipping and ripping.
Oh, yeah.
Some things, everyone has holes in their game. I have holes in my game. But he was really impressive. The way he was right there in his face against Robbie Lawler.
He's not an elite striker in the sense of like he's a guy who will slip and then blast someone unconscious with one shot. He's a volume guy, and he's throwing 60%, 50, 60%, just on you. That's it, the Diaz style. Yep, never let you rest, let you rest. And Robbie in that fight, and Robbie's a fucking all-time great welterweight champion. I mean, he was a legit top of the food chain motherfucker, and he was looking for those openings that were never there. Yeah. He was always looking for Colby to slow down. Colby never slowed down.
He was waiting. He would see him like just waiting, and he was just like buying his time,
looking to explode.
It's like, okay, fuck. Yep. All right, here it is. And there's ways to do that. Like I did it against Whittaker as well. You see it. Excuse me. I always got to burp. There's times when he'll like, I'll put a clip up of this. It's like a simple one, shifting, real simple, subtle thing. You just move 2-step, 1, 2. That's it. I could see it when he'll like bounce. All right, I'm ready to go. You shift, you disrupt the pattern. Okay, reset. About to attack, you know. Even Wonder Boy did it to Luke K the past weekend. You know, whenever he was bouncing, he's gonna bounce, and then Wonder Boy shifts. So he was doing it with the offense, bounce, attack.
Yeah.
So he was it's all about rhythm.
Yes.
I love that.
Well, you have something that Wonder Boy has that a few other people have in that you're a specialist. In that being a specialist, and obviously you have a full game. There's no way you get to where you are without a full game. But you are an elite striker.
Thank you.
And with that, that's a giant advantage because on the feet you are a step ahead of everybody.
Every fight starts standing on the feet.
You see it with Whitaker because Whitaker's a great striker. He's a tough guy, but he had holes in his game that maybe he didn't even know he had.
Yeah.
But you could see.
You know what it was? I got in his head, and everyone like when I can see this kind of stuff, man. Before the fight, the press conference, when he was talking and acting all unbothered and stuff like that, and I was like, what? He's acting out of character. He put this meme up, right? And then people thought I was affected by the meme. But all that showed me was like, you've never talked shit or poked fun at anyone you're fighting, but somehow, suddenly you're poking fun at me. That's showing your first card, showing your first hand. And a lot of things he did throughout the like backtracking and whatnot, I was like, you're showing me your hand. You're acting out of character. Even my coach said the same thing. And I said, just do what got you to the dance. Don't try and talk shit with a guy who knows how to talk shit. I know he knows how to talk shit with his friends and shit like that, but not with me, the internet kid. It's different. Don't make memes against me. I'm a meme majesty. But like, yeah. So and then when he came to the cage, you know, so you saw me when I walked up. I stomped the yard, and I entered the cage. And when he came in, I could feel it. He was like, "Let's fucking go," you know, beating his chest. The thing he did, and he took about a minute and a bit before he looked me in the eyes, and I was looking at him the whole time. And he, like a cat, you corner even a chicken. Get one of your chickens, corner it like a rooster. It's dangerous. When you corner any kind of beast, they'll attack you at any point. So I could see him pacing back and forth like a caged animal, and the whole time, like he was the hunter, and I was the hunter. So I was watching him, and I could feel it, like, yo, you're not really about this, and he's trying to hype himself. Let's fucking go, and I could just smell that. And when I went in my stance, I started whoop whoop. Like, this is something I was doing during sparring, like during my training camp. So it was just triggering this like muscle memory in my head. And I was just having fun. There's a point I looked at him, I kind of smiled like, fuck yeah, I got this. And I just knew from that point, man, I was honest. And the first round, I thought I lost the first round without the knockdown. Just like, I let him have it. But then I watched it back. I threw less strikes. I landed more. He threw more strikes and landed less. All I was doing was just, and me and Eugene talked about this, like, let the first round, the first half of the fight, let's see what he does. Just get all his attacks, make him show his hand, make him draw the attacks out of him. And I did that. And after I watched it again, I was like, yeah, without the knockdown, I still had the round.
It was a brilliant performance. And the knockdown at the end of the first round was essentially the end of the fight. Yeah. He was fucked up. There was a bad knockdown. You could see when he went back to his corner, there's a moment where you see his eyes are just not quite there.
Where am I? Like even before the second round, he stood up, and when Kelvin rocked me, after I got rocked, my first time being rocked in the UFC, in the second round, I was like, all right, let's go, let's step it up. He was looking at the screen. Robert was looking at the screen like, what hit me? And I was like, hey, that's in the past. That's done. Focus on me right now. And he went, I was like, all right, then, let's go.
Yeah. When it was over, when they stopped the fight, you raised your hand, what's that feeling like, knowing that you're the undisputed champ?
It felt like just my title defense, honestly.
Really?
Atlanta was the one where they put my hand up, and I felt like, yes.
Why Atlanta? Why that? Because the fight was so hard?
Yeah, I think because of the way the fight went, the back and forth, and then me, that fifth round, like I found out who I was after that fifth round. I found out the depths I'm willing to go. So when they put my hand up, and you know, you're beat up and all that kind of stuff, and also I never had a belt before, so I've never had it wrapped around my waist as I visualized it. So once that happened, boom, I felt like yes. And also I was like, please, judges, don't screw me over, don't fuck me over on this, man. And I knew I had it, but you know,
you never know.
Exactly, bro.
Dude.
And then look at the Darren Till Gastelum fight. So when they put my hand up, I was like, yes. But then this time they put my hand up, I was like, all right, what's that? And the thing is, my brain wants to move forward, because I did it in kickboxing because I was undefeated for so long. So it was always like, all right, cool, what's next? I'll watch the fight maybe once, study it. All right, what's next? But now I have to like chill, relax, look at the tape, look at what you've done, and then soak it in, smell the roses for a little bit, and then move on.
Yeah.
Because once I had my first loss, I took winning for granted because it was just a habit. I was always winning, always winning, always winning. So now I have to like, when you win, when you do something amazing, like I did in Atlanta, like I did in Melbourne, just chill, smell the roses, and then move forward.